Hello and welcome to another character introduction video where we learn more about a certain character and their hidden potential. We will talk about their skills, crystal strength passives, artifacts, and my own personal pros and cons. Today's video will be featuring LENNA, the kind princess. LENNA is a character from Final Fantasy V. While she can be any class the player chooses her to be, most games opt to designate her as a support and healing character. LENNA provides many supporting options such as healing, brave gains, and status prevention. She has the white crystal color and uses bows. Currently, she is recruitable in the event A Devoted Heart. If you miss this event, she will later be recruitable when her Lost chapter is released. Her 35 CP weapon, Hayate's bow, and 35 CP armor, Hyper Wrist, are exclusive to her. 2 copies of her 35 CP armor can be given after completing her events Part 3 and Part 4. Her 15 CP weapon Silver Bow will be given after completing her events Part 5. A gimmick that all Final Fantasy V characters share is that after using their abilities a certain number of times, the abilities will be upgraded to a plus variant. LENNA's first skill is Rapid Fire, a 9-hit ranged bravery attack with a potency of 108%. The shots are randomly dispersed between multiple enemies. Mastery is achieved after 3 uses. If you have a 15 CP weapon or passive equipped, the potency is increased to 162%, and mastery is achieved after only 2 uses. Once Rapid Fire is transformed, Rapid Fire Plus is a 15-hit ranged bravery attack with a potency of 180%. LENNA grants herself a max bravery up 1 buff at 20% for 2 turns. Enemies are also debuffed with initial bravery down 1 for 2% per hit at a maximum of 30% for 2 turns. With her 15 CP weapon or passive, potency is increased to 270%. The buff becomes max bravery up 2 at 40% for 4 turns. Enemies are debuffed with initial bravery down 2 for 3% per hit at a maximum of 75% for 4 turns. LENNA's second ability is Wind Drake Arrow. She gains bravery based on 60% of her initial bravery stat, followed by an HP attack. She also grants herself a unique Wind Drake's ward buff for 2 turns. This buff grants a debuff evasion at 40% and HP regen at 4% of max HP. Mastery is achieved after 2 uses. If you have a 35 CP weapon or passive equipped, she grants the party bravery based on 90% of her initial bravery stat, followed by an HP attack. She also grants the party a unique Wind Drake's ward buff for 4 turns. This buff grants debuff evasion at 80%, HP regen at 10% of max HP, and bravery regen at 30% of initial bravery. Mastery is achieved after only 1 use. Once Wind Drake's Arrow is transformed, Wind Drake Arrow Plus allows LENNA to gain bravery based on 90% of her initial bravery stat, followed by an HP attack. She also grants herself a unique Wind Drake ward buff for 2 turns. This buff grants debuff evasion at 60% and HP regen at 80% of max HP. If you have a 35 CP weapon or passive, she grants the party bravery based on 120% of her initial bravery stat, followed by an HP attack. She also grants the party a unique Wind Drake's ward buff for 4 turns. This buff grants debuff evasion at 100%, HP regen at 20% of max HP, and bravery regen at 50% of initial bravery. Now let's talk about LENNA's crystal strength passives. Currently capping at level 50, I've listed the passives from highest recommended to least recommended. Her level 50 passive is Princess's Devotion, which allows 50% of HP recovered in excess shared with all allies. The recovery limit is 10% of allies' maximum HP. First, we have the charge skills, which adds 1 additional ability usage. Next, we have Princess's Devotion for more healing. Next, to patch up her somewhat low attack stat, we have Mighty Rapid Fire, which increases damage by 10%. Initial Mastery Up increases initial bravery after mastering an ability at 20%. Quick Wind Drake Arrow increases speed for 1 turn after using Wind Drake Arrow. Deadly Precision guarantees HP attacks to hit. Bravery HP damage gains bravery after taking HP damage at 20% of initial bravery. Low Bravery Initiative increases speed when bravery is below initial bravery. Now for Lenna's artifacts. Her first artifact is Buffed Guard, which raises defense power by 5 or 10% while buffed. Buffed Boost raises maximum bravery by 5 or 10% while buffed. Mighty Rapid Spin raises bravery damage dealt by 5 or 10%. Bravery Wind Drake Arrow raises bravery by 5 or 10% of initial bravery after using an ability. Since her regens and bravery gains scale with initial bravery, I would recommend having the orange initial bravery plus 170. Next, to patch up her somewhat low attack, we have attack plus 108 or Mighty Rapid Fire to do some extra damage. Then finally we have Bravery Wind Drake Arrow, which helps the party gain more brave. Lenna is a great support character, bestowing multiple benefits for the party such as healing, brave gains, and enemy debuffing. Her unique buff Wind Drake's Ward gives 3 different effects with just 1 buff slot, which can also be stacked with other buffs. Her niche is her debuff evasion. This allows her party to reduce the likeliness of receiving status ailments, which can be really helpful against enemies that love to debuff you. Lenna's healing capabilities are pretty high. At the strongest, she can grant 20% of max HP every turn, which also stacks with other HP regen buffs. Lenna does have a debuff, but initial bravery is not a particular stat that affects the enemy as much as the other stat debuffs. Lenna lacks offensive buffs such as attack up and max bravery up, which are more favorable in teams. Lenna opts for more defensive buffs. Because of this, Lenna's bravery shaving capabilities are somewhat low. Her low attack won't help her deal much bravery damage. Her abilities pre-mastery are also very low in potency, only being useful when mastered. This will take Lenna a few turns to master her abilities, which isn't ideal for fast, clear scoring. Overall, I'd classify Lenna as a great defensive support unit with good healing capabilities. What makes her stand out the most is her unique buff that has debuff evasion. This can help determine a battle from winning or losing. Is she a must-have character? No, but she will be nice to have for a party debuff evasion with her 35 CP weapon. That's it for today's video featuring Lenna. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content, and leave a comment down in the comment section below letting me know your opinions on Lenna. Thank you all so much for watching till the end. My name is Adamil, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!